Hey, what's up everyone? Film Canada Press here. It's been a little while. Hope you guys are having a great 2023. I apologize I haven't put out many videos in a little while. I'm busy with life and haven't had some more the time of the editing than the time of actually going around. So I'll actually do this quick, but I'll do it over a little video that I shot walking around the ledge grounds recently. So I want to give you guys a couple of updates, but the most important one is that I'm being sued by ex-police officer Ryan Hankewich, who you might remember is the officer who assaulted me when I went to fill in a FOIP request at the downtown police headquarters in 2021. And I made a complaint about that. It was dismissed by the chief. Then I went to the LERB to appeal the chief's decision. And as the members of the LERB were in deliberations as to whether a hearing was going to be held, we got notice that Constable Ryan Hankewich was going to resign, which he then did. And so he resigned, avoiding discipline, and the LERB lost jurisdiction over the case. I referred to him before as a tyrant and shared with you guys the story of how I was assaulted by him at the police station. I also shared some stories, and I'll just sort of put up some little blurbs here so that you guys can get a recap of that, but you can go back in time and see the videos are still up on YouTube. But basically I shared a little bit of this guy's past, and I really didn't get into everything at all, but I shared a little bit of this guy's past, and I researched it properly as I always do, and shared with you guys as part of some of this guy's past of police misconduct. For me, the Hankewich situation was dealt with after the case concluded. It continued on in that we ended up having to go to the LERB, and then the chief tried to put a gag order on me after the case was already concluded due to loss of jurisdiction. That failed as well. But, you know, I'm always going to follow up on these stories with you guys. I always use a factual basis and then share my sort of opinion or editorial with you guys. And the purpose of this is, the whole purpose of this channel, right, is to share with you guys and to educate the public and the police on your rights and your responsibilities as it pertains to public photography. All right, so anytime there's a situation where someone tries to stifle that right, whether it's through guidelines or bylaws or service directives or laws or provincial acts or criminal code violations, or any situation where someone tries to do something to suspend your Canadian Charter right under Section 2B to freedom of expression and freedom of the press and other media of information, anytime that happens, I'm going to be sharing that story with you guys, and I'm going to be doing what I can on my part to help educate people, to bridge the gap between the public and the police, to make sure that we can go out without fear that we're going to be attacked, that we're going to suffer because we did something completely innocent, like taking pictures outside or whatever, okay, so, or in a public place. So, and wherever possible, to have those laws or guidelines or whatever overturned, tweaked, exposed, whatever I can do to make sure that other people don't suffer the same kind of a fate like what I did, being assaulted, being arrested, you know, being lied to by the police and told public property is private property or whatever. All right, so that's what I'm trying to do here. And so I'm always going to share these stories with you guys, and I always base my information off of proven facts, and I research carefully, and sometimes people are not going to like my opinions, and that's fine. Now, in other parts of the world, this type of a lawsuit is called a SLAPP lawsuit, or an intimidation lawsuit, and it happens when a police officer, a government official, someone like that tries to file a lawsuit against you knowing that they have more resources than you, in the hopes that you will not be able to defend yourself, to try to tie you up with financial costs and burdens that you can't bear, slapping you with a lawsuit far above what's reasonable or what you could ever afford, to force you to defend yourself, so that you become exhausted, so that you become intimidated, so that you lose your resources and you're forced to give up your criticisms. Okay, now this is coming, as I'm recording this, something in the neighborhood of a month before I run out of time to file papers if I chose to sue the city or the officers or the security guards or anyone who was involved in my false arrest on Easter Monday 2021. this event with Hankewich came 3 days later. So now I'm in a situation where I'm going to be financially burdened, and I'm going to be, without help, I'm going to be unable to defend myself. So I'm going to need to hire a lawyer. So I've set up a GoFundMe page, and it's sprawled across the screen here. And I'm asking for you guys, first and foremost, if you guys can help me share this link, get this link out there, send it to other auditors, send it to American auditors, send it to BAT, send it to Amagansett, send it to SGV, whoever you know that might be interested in a case like this. Please send that information out. All right, share it on your Twitter, on your Insta, on your Discord, Facebook, wherever you might feel comfortable. Okay, if you feel comfortable doing that. And I'm also asking, if you guys are capable and you have the means, please to leave a donation. If there's one thing that I've learned about auditing, when I first started doing this, I had a number of people that said, hey, if you ever want me to come out with you and do an audit, let me know. I'm game. I'd be down. And I thought, well, I don't really want to drag other people into this. I sort of wanted to spare people from having to go through these kinds of experiences. I've come to realize that that's one area where we will always have an advantage. We will never be able to match the financial means of the police. We will never be able to match the power structure or the legal loopholes of the police or the government or the city. They will always have an edge on us in those areas, and they will always be able to get away with infractions you or me could never dream of, and they'll get away with them scot-free because they're the government or they're the police. But there's one area where we will always have an advantage, and that is in our sheer numbers. There will always be more of us as ordinary law-abiding citizens. There will always be more of us than there are of them. So that is our one area where we can always outclass them, outmatch them. And so I've come to the conclusion that we have to work together. I'm going to do more initiatives going forward, trying to figure out ways how we can work together. But there's two ways. There's two ways that you can help right now. Number one, share and donate. I'm trying to raise right now about $2,500, which is enough for the retainer and an initial consultation. Basically, I'm trying to get a lawyer to file the papers. I have 20 days from the time that I received that information. 20 days, that's it. And number two is you can get involved physically. You can get involved in some sort of an action. I know that World Press Freedom Day is coming up. Maybe we could organize something for that. Okay, maybe there's time to organize something for that. But we're going to have to start working together and getting that word out there and making sure that the police understand that we will not tolerate this kind of abuse any longer. I've made a lot of efforts over these last couple of years and put myself on the line, and I've been through some situations trying to do what I'm doing here, and I don't regret any of it. I'm thankful for this opportunity. I'm honored to be on the front line of this battle, and there's many of us just like me all across the country dealing with situations like this. If they think they can isolate you, they will. All right? So we have to show them that we are not isolated people. We're not lone wolves out there. We are a community of people standing for our Canadian rights and freedoms, and we will not have them diminished. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll have more updates for you in the future. All right, so thanks again for the support, everyone. Really appreciate it, especially those of you guys have been with me since the beginning of the show, other auditors, Canadian Rights Media, and the Chad, and people who have known for a long time and done the panels with and stuff. Really appreciate you guys. I've got another news announcement, but I'm not going to share it right now. I'll wait a little while, but another cool project in the works. But lots of things are brewing here, guys. I'm still active. I'm still around. Keep with the channel. We'll be back again soon. I'm Film Canada Press. Peace out.